welcome to my channel Kind of Creativity. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a sort of industrial modern look lamp. I got this idea from a Style at Home magazine and I saw it and I think it was part of an Oliver bonus collection. So I don't know, I'll try and link the original one down below. But this is my DIY version, and stay tuned if you want to find out how to make it. And please don't forget to subscribe if you do like this video, or comment and tell me why you liked it, what you liked about it, what you'd like me to do in the future. And without further ado, let's hop right into it.
So you want to start off with some cord flex, and I'm using the 3 cord flex with the live, the neutral and the earth wire. You could of course just buy a ready-made lamp cord kit, but if you do decide to make your own, this is a rough guide on how to do it. I'm just simply peeling back the insulating plastic on the cord to expose the 3 bits, and then using some wire strippers to strip down the coloured plastic before unscrewing the plug and using the diagram that came with it, correctly inserting the wire into the right port and screwing it down in the screw terminal. As I said, my plug did come with a little like cardboard cutout thingy on it to show me which one to go to put in which terminal. If you are unsure, there are loads of pictures online, but please do consult an electrician if you're going to wire your own, or if you don't, you do so at your own risk. So you just want to one by one insert the wire once you have stripped it into the terminal, and then using some like miniature screwdrivers screw down the screw to hold the wire bit in place. Once you've done this for all of the 3 wires inside the flex, you just want to screw the plug back together before moving on to the switch. First, before I start with the switch, I wanted my end result to the lamp bit to look gold, so I took this opportunity to tape up the inside of the lamp holder with some washi tape, just to cover all the essential pieces, just so that the white part of the lamp holder was left exposed, as this was the part that I wanted to turn gold. And now that I had taped it up completely, I could spray paint it. The next step was to move on to the switch, and the switch is completely optional. You could go straight to the lamp holder, but again I wanted to switch and I consulted the diagram that came with it. So I started by peeling back the outer insulating like cord with some pliers, and then once I'd done this a substantial amount to expose enough wire, I stripped the individual wires with the wire strippers. Before winding up the copper wires on the inside and inserting each wire into its correct terminal again and screwing the screw down in place. The lamp switch also had like a wire clamp, so what I did was I inserted all the wires into their correct terminals first and screwed them down to secure it in place before screwing the lamp cord, like tie in place bit, down on top of the cord afterwards, rather than trying to slip the cord underneath it, just because it was a little less fiddly to do it this way. And now that I'd done this, I needed to wire the next side that went up to my lamp holder. However, my lamp holder only had 2 wires to go into it, so I had to change from using a 3-cord flex to a 2-cord flex, and this one meant that there wasn't an earth. So instead I'm just completely missing out the earth terminal, and instead peeling back the plastic and using the wire strippers to expose the copper, and just wiring the live and the neutral wire into the switch like before. Now that I had done this, it was time to wire in the lamp, and as I said before, this one only had 2 terminals, so all I had to do was strip the wire off and tighten each wire into the correct terminal on the lamp holder, and it actually didn't matter which way round the lamp holder terminals were. It will work either way depending on the type of lamp holder that you're using. You also want to make sure to thread the bottom part of the lamp holder on before you wire the wires in place into the lamp holder, so that once you finish wiring them and they are in place, you can screw the bottom part up on top of the wire to hide it. Then you simply want to check that your circuit is working, and once you know that, I have completely taped off the end of my lamp to stop any of my mixture getting in. Now what I'm doing is cutting a slit in a plastic container that I'm using as a mould and slipping my cord down in through. I'm actually using electrical tape to block all the holes, and I would also suggest putting a good amount of tape to secure this in place to ensure that none of the wiring gets exposed to any of the moisture. You could also, if you're worried about this, use a toilet roll holder as a part of the mould whilst pouring, so that once dry, once you've taken the toilet roll holder middle bit out, you have a place to insert your lamp if you're more comfortable doing this. But I just opted for the heavily taping route. And once I had fully secured the lamp holder in place where I wanted it to be, I also decided to put a yogurt pot in. So I wanted my yogurt pot to act as a sort of dish for little accessory bits once I had finished this. So once I'd done all that, I just went in with some more tape, securing the lamp holder in place before mixing up my plaster of Paris thoroughly and pouring it into my mould. I then scraped out all of the plaster of Paris to make sure that there was none left, and tapped and wiggled the sides to get all the air bubbles up to the top, before popping my yogurt pot in and some stones to weigh the yogurt pot down and taping that in place level, and then I left it to dry. Once dry, you just want to remove all of the tape and mould packaging. This was fairly easy to do. I just cut it away and ripped it off. The plaster of Paris does have a sort of chalky effect to it, and it did take, although it said it would be ready to take out of the mould in 1 to 2 hours, it did take a few days to properly harden. And even then it still had a chalky finish, but that's just lime plaster of Paris, so I decided to seal it with some PVA, just because I didn't want to paint it. I wanted the nice sort of natural colour of it in the most common areas, but I just wanted to seal it to stop that chalkiness going onto your hands every time you touched it. And once that had dried, I also touched up some of the paintwork with some more spray paint that I just sprayed into the lid and painted on with a paintbrush. and then I poured the excess into the bottom of the dish part and painted that all around the bottom bit. Just for some added decorative flair. Then simply turn your light bulb on again, and there we are.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed learning how to make this really cool lamp. I think it turned out really nicely, and I don't know, I just really like the look of it. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and like this video, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!